micrograms of this special vitamin D resulted in a reduction in proteinuria levels of 34%. And for some patients, this is all that it takes to stop kidney disease.
You're gonna like it.
Catherine here. In this video, we are going to see how to use vitamin D as well as 6 other tips to control proteinuria efficiently. And this is an incredibly important topic for anyone suffering from kidney disease. Science is very clear on this. Your actual level of proteinuria tells you if you are going to get a better or worse kidney function at your next blood test. This can really make a difference for anyone suffering from kidney disease. Because you see, science says that you can always improve your GFR even in stage 4 and 5, but only if you are able to keep certain levels under control. And one of the most important levels you absolutely need to keep under control if you want to improve is proteinuria. Let me be very clear on this. There is no improving kidney function if your proteinuria level is too high. So let's take a look at the 5 most effective ways to stop proteinuria now. And don't miss our number 1 in particular, because without that step, you are never going to get the results you want. Don't miss it. But before that, let's take a look at a vitamin that you absolutely need. Number 5, vitamin D analogs. There is a reason why vitamin D is called the kidney vitamin, and it's because your kidneys are the organs responsible for activating this vitamin, making it usable by the body. However, this also means that up to 84.7% of kidney disease patients have low levels of this vitamin, and this is bad. This is a cause for proteinuria. This is also why supplementing this vitamin in its prescription form may result in a very fast improvement in proteinuria levels. But how effective is it? In a recent placebo-controlled trial, kidney disease patients who were administered 2 micrograms paracalcitol were able to see a huge drop in proteinuria levels, 34%, after a very short amount of time. Paracalcitol is a vitamin D analog that your doctor is supposed to prescribe you, right? This is not the same as the vitamin D you can buy from the supermarket store. And a different review of studies also stated that taking vitamin D analogs such as paracalcitol calcitriol can produce a significant reduction of proteinuria, confirming that you need this special vitamin. So question, have you been prescribed a vitamin D analog for your kidney health? Guys, not all doctors will remember to give kidney disease patients this kidney-saving prescription. But if you have kidney disease, especially in the advanced stage and even more, if proteinuria is also present, you want a vitamin D analog because your kidneys are probably not going to active enough vitamin D from regular supplements for it to be effective against proteinuria. So talk to your doctor, and if you want to know more about how to take this key vitamin, my recent video up here is for you. Up next, another supplement that's also effective at protecting the kidneys from proteinuria. Your doctor should have already prescribed it to you. Number 4 is omega-3 fatty acids. Just like vitamin D, this is another essential nutrient. Essential means that your body cannot produce omega-3s, alright? Your body is going to suffer to have symptoms if the levels of this nutrient are too low. And while you can get some omega-3s in your diet from foods such as walnuts, chia seeds, and other nuts and seeds, you still want to take a good omega-3 supplement. Why, you may ask? Because the conversion of alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, which is the form of omega-3s you get from plant-based foods, into the form the human body can actually use, which is EPA and DHA, is not efficient. This can even put you at risk for a nutrient deficiency that, in turn, may be a cause of kidney damage and proteinuria. Remember, any deficiency in an essential nutrient causes symptoms, and these symptoms sometimes may put your kidneys in danger. So start taking a good omega-3 supplement if you already aren't. But what does this have to do with proteinuria, you may ask? Well, science tells us that, and I quote, Omega-3 fatty acid supplementation is associated with a significantly reduced risk of end-stage renal disease and delays the progression of this disease. This is what a large review of studies that included 444 kidney disease sufferers was able to prove. Researchers also pointed out that supplementing omega-3s was associated with a lower risk of proteinuria. Now guys, I always recommend to keep supplement use to a minimum, but omega-3s should be in your short list of supplements. As we can see here, a dose of 1000 milligrams a day of combined EPA and DHA is a good starting point for anyone, with higher doses being reserved to the treatment of specific conditions. And taking 1000 milligrams of omega-3s per day is probably the easiest step to take to solve a condition as complex as proteinuria. So if you think this info is useful, consider sharing this video with a friend and giving it a like. Up next, a step that's going to directly help your kidneys doing better. Before that, a question: how can you tell if your proteinuria is too high? Proteinuria comes with certain symptoms. Most noticeable is a foam that forms on top of your urine. But you see, this level is too important to be assessed based on symptoms. Your proteinuria level may be used to predict how your kidney function is going to evolve in the future, says science. And this level is just as important for those with CKD as for those who are at risk for CKD, maybe because they have diabetes or high blood pressure. And I bet you want to know how to tell if your kidneys are going to get better or worse, am I right? So let's see how you can read your proteinuria levels by yourself. Also known as albuminuria or proteinuria, this level is usually indicated on your blood analysis as ACR, but you could also find albuminuria. Once you have identified your levels, let's take a look at this table. What it tells us is that the lower the albuminuria, the lower the chances of progressing to a worse stage of kidney disease. This is always true, no matter what stage of kidney disease you are in. So if this level is below 30 milligrams per grams, you're more likely in the green. Your kidneys are going to be stable in your current situation, and an improvement may be possible. If this level is between 30 and 299 milligrams per grams, you are risking that your kidney disease will worsen. In this case, you are in the orange or red, depending on the stage. Now, when this level is over 300 milligrams per gram, well, this is bad. Being in the red is a reason for concern. If this happens, you will need to take all the steps I'm showing you in today's video, alright? What you are seeing today can make a difference. Just like our number 3 for today, which is watch your protein intake. Yes, this is absolutely a must. I mean, less protein, less proteinuria, right? Well, in reality, things are a bit more complex than that, because you see, it's absolutely true that limiting protein intake is supported by scientific literature. Because you see, it's absolutely true that limiting protein intake is supported by scientific literature as a way to slow down and even reverse the decline of GFR. And it's also true that reducing protein intake has a huge effect on proteinuria, which is obvious. I mean, you cannot improve kidney function without improving your proteinuria level. What is not obvious is the way this works. I mean, one may think that eating less protein directly reduces the amount of protein in the urine. But you see, the amount of protein in the urine does not depend on the amount of protein in the diet. It depends on the amount of damage in the kidneys, not on the amount of protein we eat. But a low protein diet can help reduce the workload on the kidneys, slowing the progression of kidney disease and protecting from damage. So you may also see a better proteinuria level in your blood test. Now, the low protein diet is a big topic and it's extremely important for the health of your kidneys. This is why I've made a new video about it recently, my video up here and also down in description if you want to watch it. But don't go away yet, there are 2 steps that are even more important than reducing protein intake. Number 2 is reducing phosphorus intake. In the battle against kidney disease, reducing phosphorus intake seems to be the main direction in which modern science is heading. And yeah, clearly, the fact that foods rich in protein are the main source of phosphorus as well has to do with it. This is why CKD patients have to avoid meat, fish, dairy, many processed foods. These foods are too rich in both protein and phosphorus. And while protein is both good and bad for you, phosphorus is something that you want to avoid as much as possible. When in too high concentration, it's like poison for the kidneys. In fact, a recent study found out that limiting the intake of this mineral may be enough for some patients to stop proteinuria and reverse the decline of kidney function. So always be very careful with phosphorus intake if your goal is a better kidney function. Follow a low protein diet, use phosphate binders such as calcium carbonate. Take all the steps you need. And guys, phosphorus and the renal diet are very big topics. This is why I've recently made a video to talk about this in a lot more in depth. If you are interested, this video up here and also down in the description is for you. But we still have one more entry, the most important one. So what can be even more important than reducing protein and phosphorus intake? Number one is take care of the cause of the damage. Guys, proteinuria is a measure of kidney damage, alright? If you want to improve, you have to stop what is causing the damage. Because you could follow the perfect diet, take the vitamins, the supplement, but if diabetes, for example, is not under control, the damage diabetes will do to your kidneys is always going to be an order of magnitude bigger than any protecting effect these supplements can have. On the bright side, many patients that found ways to make sure their blood pressure and sugar levels were in check saw an immediate improvement in kidney function and proteinuria levels. So if you want to learn more about how to achieve this, my video up here is for you, and this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye!